Hello, Jaime from Inky&Scrappy sharing with you today my Ink Road design team project featuring Ink Road's Peep This stamp set, Chillin with my Peeps card. So I colored these off camera and then put them onto my brother scan and cut mat, cut them out. Of course, one of them did not scan in properly, so I did end up hand cutting. It was super easy to hand cut it out, so it wouldn't have taken a whole lot of more time to hand cut the rest of them. It went pretty fast. So I wanted some sugared peeps, of course, so I'm coming in with some glitter art glue and then some rock candy glitter from Ranger to add that sugared effect to my peeps. And yes, I enjoyed looking at all the glittery sparkle on everyone. You will see everyone. I have to look and play. But by adding the glue and then rubbing it out with my finger, I get a nice sugared look, and it doesn't look like it's chunky or thick or, do you know what I mean? But I also did the glitter on the opposite side that I did my drop shadow. When I was coloring them, I did an extra layer of, I think I did a darker marker. One or two of them I didn't have a darker marker, so I just went with an extra couple of layers of alcohol ink marker. I did Ohuhu markers, and they worked well. So I'm just lining them up, making sure that they're all going to fit onto the front of a Slimline card. So I'm bringing in some Bristol Smooth cardstock to do some ink blending on, and then of course some Simple Stories Hoppy Easter plaid. It's a 12 by 12 sheet. It's a gorgeous plaid. You know me, I love a good plaid. I'm a sucker for a good plaid. Anyway, so I'm going to start by figuring out what I'm doing on. I thought about just ink blending on that background piece, and then, ink road stamps have so many wonderful and fun sentiments in their stamp sets. I decided I needed to do some, I don't want to call it ink resist because it's really not ink resist or emboss resist. I stamped it with some VersaFine Onyx black ink onto that Bristol Smooth cardstock. I did not prep my cardstock, so I probably should have, because my clear embossing powder got stuck all over the place. I just went with it. I wasn't overly worried about it. So I did heat set that with some clear embossing powder over the top, and then when I was doing my stamping, so I just hand stamp it. To me, it's faster. You can definitely do this in a stamping platform style thing where you just leave your stamp and then you move your paper up and down. The bigger the platform stamper, the easier it is to do. I just used my grid mat that was on my glass media mat and went that way. Once I got to the end, I was, good enough to just heat and go. But I usually do 2 lines and then add that embossing powder and then heat set as I go. I also stamped my sentiment for the underside because I'd already decided on my layout at that point that I stamped that right away since I had all of the things out for it. So I'm coming in with some close to my heart dye inks here. I hadn't decided if I wanted to do dye inks or oxide inks before this point, and that was why I heat set and did my stamping beforehand, because I wouldn't have been able to do that with the oxides. I did do the dye inks. I like it this way. It's a softer look, I think. It was definitely blotchy and splotchy, but you just keep working it. And I kind of went with is it a cool rainbow? Yes. I think it's, no, warm. Is it warm? I don't remember. What side's cool, what side's warm? Anyways, I did the purple, green, and blue. So I have the grass on the bottom and kind of like a sky on top for my peeps to sit on. And of course, no background is complete without a little bit more, shall we say, splatter and glittery goodness. I'm bringing in Brutus Monroe's aqua pigments in Violet Frost. Their Frost line is really just a white mica. It's like a white mica pigment. The violet part is when you shine it into the light, it has a violet tint to it. I don't know, it's fairly subtle. I like the look, but using those close to my heart inks, they don't really react as well with water, and so I didn't get that ink movement that you would with a distress style ink. So while I set that off to the side to dry a little bit, I'm going to stamp the inside of my card. I am notorious for not finishing them if I don't do them right away, so I try to do it while I'm making the card. So without you, I might just go off the Peep end. I did that one with the VersaFine Onyx black ink, and then I'm coming in with the purple that I used on the front for the little Peep that coordinates with the front of my card. So I like bringing the front onto the inside. A lot of times if I have extra images colored and cut out for a card, I will also throw those onto the inside. Even if I don't put a sentiment on the inside, I like the look of tying the front to the inside. I will add some glitter art glue onto the back of that piece, and then I will add that onto my card front. And then I debated adding this one on with some foam tape, but I ended up going straight on with some glue so it is flat. I am going to pop up my little peeps. Well, every other peep. So I have some super heavy duty card bases here. So I'm using, I want to say, it is Accent Opaque 120 pound cardstock for my card base. It's an 8.5 by 11 sheet cut at 7 inches. So when folded, it's 8.5 by 3.5 for my finished card size. So I started with my first one. I kind of knew where I wanted it to be. I wanted a little bit of an edge so it wasn't right next to the edge of that panel. And then I'm going to bring in some foam squares for every other peep. So before I get this glued down, I am going to bring in a speed square. I think that's called a speed square. I think so, yeah. I'm going to bring in a speed square style ruler. I picked it up at a hardware style store, so it's just a basic, I don't know, basic metal easy square. It works well. It works well for, I liked the size for scrapbooking back in the day. I'm usually not, that on top of it. But butting it up onto my card side, I was for sure my line of peeps were going to be in a row. It's the only thing in my life that I can get in a row. Sugared looking peeps. Anyways, I will glue down my every other one, and then I'm going to come back in with that foam tape on the other ones. My little reverse tweezers to help me lay these out so my fingers are out of the way. And then I will just flip them and lay them down flat. I wanted them to overlap just a teeny tiny little bit to give that full appearance. Now I'm going to come in with a coordinating color ink. I think I used Smoothie here. I don't know if it was the right color to use, but that's the color I used. I really, after, looking at it on video, I kind of liked it white too. I think it would have looked fine. I don't know. I thought the white was too stark when I was looking at it to start with, but it probably would have looked fine in white as well. So I'm going to add that on to some foam tape and then put that onto the front there. I dulled it down just a teeny tiny bit with a little bit of purple, and that finishes up my Chillin with my Peeps card all in a row. I hope you enjoyed this one and have an amazing rest of your day. Keep getting inky. Bye!